Hello everyone, this is the teaser video for this coming Sunday, September 11th. And first thing to think about for this video is, have you ever had anybody call you out or confront you? Either you were caught in a lie, they caught you being hypocritical, doing something which you've talked against or whatever. And how did you react when they were able to confront you with evidence to prove that you were caught in a lie or you caught being hypocritical? Did you revert to trying to tell more lies to talk your way out of the story? And of course, the problem with telling a bunch of different lies is you have to remember which lies you told to which person, and that can get really complicated. My memory is just not good enough to be telling that many lies, so I usually tend to be upfront and honest and let the chips fall where they may. But the passage we're going to look at today is Acts chapter 7, verses 51 through 53. Acts chapter 7, verses 51 through 53. And this passage is actually a person confronting or calling somebody out for being hypocritical or for, someone not living the way they're saying. And he's calling them out. He has evidence to support it. And anytime you're going to confront or call somebody out, you're going to have evidence to support your accusation. You can't just confront somebody and not have anything to support it, because then, you could easily look like a fool. So you have to have evidence to support if you're going to confront somebody. So you have someone calling out another group of people. You have them listing the evidence. So as you read this passage, figure out who's calling out who, what evidence is being shown to support the confrontation or the argument or the discussion, and then what's the end result of this? Because anytime you have confrontation, it can get ugly. You have confrontation in the church. Some people could leave. Some people be asked to leave. Pastors can get fired. You have all those different type of things when you talk about confrontation. Now, in general, and definitely in this church, but in a lot of churches or in general, people like to avoid confrontation. If something happens they don't like, they rather just not say anything about it. They'll whisper in the backgrounds and moan and groan there, but they won't go to the leadership or anything and voice their displeasure, and they definitely don't want to have a one-on-one confrontation with anybody. And when people allow that to happen, then you're basically condoning the behavior, or you're supporting, or sometimes it's even encouraging the behavior if you let it go. Now, since I've been here, we've had a lot more confrontation with holding people accountable to standards we set for leadership, standards we set for musicians, standards we set to be on council. And if people don't meet those standards, I've had to ask multiple people to step down, because we have to have accountability. We have to hold people in leadership to a higher standard than people who just come to the church. And then with that accountability, the confrontation, I had to have evidence to support to the confrontation. If people acknowledge the deficit, where they have fallen short, but they choose not to change or to make atonement or try to correct their behavior, then obviously they're not going to be allowed to the position that they had before, and that usually causes people to leave the church, causes people to moan and groan, or just stop attending church altogether. So if you're going to confront, and again, I don't have a problem confronting, but I make sure I have the evidence to support, and so we can have the discussion. Anytime you confront, the goal is always to help the person recognize what they're doing. And if you're getting caught in a lie, or you're being caught being hypocritical, it's to change your behavior. And that's normally when you confront somebody, it's all about correcting or changing the behavior so that everybody can continue growing into the spiritual journey. A lot of times people don't want to change or correct their behavior, and that leads to usually split ups or whatever. But as you look at this passage again, Acts chapter 7, verses 51 to 53, who is confronting who? Are they listing evidence to support their reason for confrontation? And what's the ultimate end result? Understanding that confrontation can get ugly and it can cause issues. So that's the challenge. I'm hoping to be able to speak clearer on September 11th with everything. Hopefully my sinuses and allergies clear up. I'm hoping this past weekend was the worst, but we'll see. Until then, I hope to see everyone on Sunday. Take care.